Welcome to this week's remote lesson, and today we're going to be talking about striking. Striking is a skill that you can use in the sports of tennis, baseball, cricket, anything where you're using an implement, something in your hand, or even your hand, to strike another object and project that object out into the field of play. You can also use this in real life. We can use the striking skill to chop down a tree or split wood, hammer a nail into a wall. So what you're going to have to need today to practice is you're going to have something that you can hit with, and you have to be really careful this week, okay? Talk to your parents. You're going to have a space that you can do this inside that's safe. We don't want you doing this in the living room and breaking your 60-inch plasma television. Likewise, if you live in an apartment or you don't have enough room, you're going to have to go outside for this week's lesson. So, you can use many things. You could use a piece of wood, any type of stick. You could use, at this time Christmas, a roll of wrapping paper. You could use a tennis racket, and I even took a towel and wrapped it in tape, okay? This is going to be a good choice for you to use if you're going to do this inside. You're going to have to get something to hit. You could use a stuffed toy, any type of ball, a tennis ball or a foam ball, a bigger ball, a badminton shuttle, or, like everybody's been using in our lessons, a rolled up sock. All right, when we're practicing the skill of striking, you're going to have to decide which way that you're going to swing. If you're going to swing with a right-handed strike, you're going to place your left hand at the bottom of the implement and your right hand just above that. If you find that you're going to try left-handed, and I encourage you to try both, you're going to have your right hand at the bottom of the implement and your left hand on top of your right hand. Okay? I say implement. Implement is whatever you're going to use to try and hit another object. So just a few simple teaching points. One is you're going to watch the target with your eyes, and you're going to watch that right onto the stick. Okay, your eyes stay, in this case we're going to be using a ball or a rolled up pair of socks. I'm going to keep my eye all the way until it hits that stick or that implement. Okay, so teaching point one, always watch the target with your eyes. Second, you're going to stand side on. Okay, so if the ball is coming from this way, I'm going to actually face where I'm going to make contact with the ball. The third is we're going to transfer our weight from our back foot to our front foot to get the most power into our strike. Okay? Now, when I transfer my weight from my back to my front, I'm going to rotate my shoulders and my hips to add power to that swing. So again, eyes on the target, side on to the target or facing where you're going to hit. Okay? Weight on your back foot, and I'm going to transfer my weight as I swing to my front foot. Then I'm going to add shoulder rotation and hip rotation. Now, when you're practicing striking here, if you're lucky enough to have somebody with you, they can toss you a pitched ball for you to hit. If you're just starting out and you're practicing the skill of striking for the first few times, use something with a larger face, like a racket or something that's big, and a bigger ball, okay? If you feel comfortable, you can use something a little bit smaller. If you're by yourself, you're going to have to set yourself up a tee. So I have used just a foam roller and a toilet roll, and I'm going to put a rolled up pair of socks on here. And since we're inside and I don't want to break anything, I've chosen to use my rolled up towel with my duct tape. All right? So I'm going to keep my eyes on the target. I'm going to stand facing where I'm going to make contact with the target. My weight's on my back foot, and I'm going to transfer that weight to the front as I rotate my shoulders and I rotate my hips to get power. So let's take an example here. Eyes on the target, weight on my back foot, step forward, and make a swing. All right, now let's try it in real time. So this week's practice, you're going to set yourself up a tee, okay? Something to rest your object on, and you're going to get your implement, and you're just going to practice with eyes on the target, facing your target, weight on the back legs, then rotate the shoulders and hips as I transfer my weight to my front, and you're just going to practice striking the ball as you go. If you have somebody with you, you can take turns pitching in the object and taking a chance to swing at a live object. Okay, today's game is one base. So player one is going to hit the ball off of a tee, and player two is going to field the ball and run it back and hit the green foam roller, while the runner hits the ball and goes to the base and back to touch the foam roller. If the runner gets back first, they would get a point. If the fielder gets the ball and hits the green foam roller before the runner gets back, the runner is out and they switch places. Let's see one simple little example. In this case, the runner would be out and they switch positions. The new player puts the ball on the tee, hits the ball out into the field of play, and attempts to make it back before the next player. Okay, another variation of one base. If you're comfortable hitting it off a tee, the pitcher is going to toss the ball into the batter. The batter is going to hit the ball out into the field of play and run from home plate to first base and back to home plate. If the runner gets back, as in the example with the tee, before the pitcher gets the sock and gets home, the runner would score 1 point. If the pitcher gets the ball back to home plate before the runner, then the runner is out and they switch positions. Let's see an example of one base with a pitched sock. In this case, the runner would score a point and would get the right to bat again. And the runner is out and they would switch positions. Okay, thanks for tuning in for this week's lesson on striking. Try practicing from a pitch ball or off a tee, and then find someone to play a game of one base. But I stress again, we need to be in a safe space. If you have a basement or a space that you can use that's safe, then do so. If not, then go outside.